Yes, it is admirable that you have tuned in once again in order to observe my awesomeness and greatness and amazingness in order to try and improve your mediocre gameplay. I have once again selected a below average result, which I will display for you today. Playing another one of the weakest tanks in the game with nothing but regular ammo, no premium consumables. Where I will display for you amazing tactics and quick decision making. Superb tactics which you can observe and try to put into your gameplay so that you can improve yourself and achieve perhaps a fraction of the greatness that you will observe today in this video. Now, if you perform in a similar game with similar matchup with similar enemies and similar teammates and do pretty much exactly what I do and what you see here, which would be the correct thing to do, perhaps you will achieve the same greatness that I will show you. Now, when you are playing in this game, you must realize that you are the most important asset on your team, because it is highly likely that the teammates that you have are of the gaming challenged kind. Usually it is the case that the enemies on the enemy team are also gaming challenged, but you never know, and you must always prepare for the eventuality that there may be a competent player on the enemy team which you may have to deal with. So it is very important for you to preserve your HP until the end where you may need it. Now, the opposite of competent enemy is incompetent, and we will take out this incompetent enemy now who has recklessly moved himself into a crossfire by pressing his W key in his heavy tank and going in a position that is the worst position that you could possibly take. For a tank that has one strength, and that is to be hull down, he has chosen to be hull up, and I will make a mockery of his decision now. That is the first step in achieving victory in this game. Now, I will allow him to feel a little bit worthy as I purposely bounce on the front of his tank, giving him a false sense of security. I'll just bounce another shot there to make him feel good. And give him a little bit of a arty strike so that he will be stunned, and pen him in the front leg. Now, I do not want to mock this player completely so that he uninstalls the game, so I will bounce another shot on him. And now that I've realized the cat and mouse game, it's been fun, let's just take a different angle and take him out of the battlefield. I'll allow him to shoot me once so that I can make him feel like he's participated in the battle and not make him feel too bad so that he will continue to play this game. Perhaps I will be able to farm him again in another game down the road. There's a fine line that you must achieve of whether you completely humiliate the enemies, causing them to uninstall, in which case you will never be able to farm them again. Or rather, just donate some of your HP to make them feel like they perhaps can improve and at some time be competitive, knowing that you will encounter them again one day, and they will meet a similar fate. Now, looking at this battle, we are losing by 1,529 HP. And of course, the correct strategy now is to take my tank and drive all the way around the map in a counterclockwise fashion. I've mentioned this before. Driving in a counterclockwise fashion seems to be the correct strategy on all of World of Tanks maps. I just smash into this house here in order to slow my tank down so that I arrive at the precise exact moment that is necessary for me to help win this game. Here I go. Let's say hello to this little AMX who is not know that we're here and take him out on the battlefield. I achieved this by, of course, smashing into the house and arriving precisely at the moment when he was reversing. And now let me just stun this particular player right here. And the correct strategy now is not to go help my Udez. Of course, that would be foolish. Why would two medium tanks want to go fight two heavy tanks? I will allow him to die and do a little bit of cheeky damage while these heavy tanks kill him. They have succeeded in killing him, and I realize that I have time to take one more cheeky shot. Up the ass. 420 damage. And now, the game looks hopeless. It looks like perhaps we will lose, but of course, I've already decided that we shall win this game. As my teammates berate themselves in the chat, I will take a position here and create an angle and create a strategy that will result in ultimate victory. The correct strategy now, of course, is to turn my tank and head in this direction and move into the cap and get behind this rock so that we can achieve different angles on approaching enemies. I will use the rock in the house now to cover my ass while I take the high ground. Here we go, we have taken the high ground. We will use the high ground now to mock the enemies while my teammate in the mouse absorbs all their shots. You must always use your teammates as meat shields while you move into positions where you can actually achieve greatness. Now, I realize that the E100 did not spot me because my little light bulb, which Wargaming provides, did not illuminate on my screen. And I will continue to keep him lit so that my teammate knows where he is. Taking particular note of the mini map, I've noticed that the bat chat on the enemy team has decided to drive around the map in a counterclockwise direction. So that tells me that he does know what he's doing. So this will be difficult. Of course, it would be difficult, yet almost impossible for you, but for someone with the greatness that I possess, of course, it will not be difficult at all. I'll just bounce a shot on the C-100 because I just want to scare him before he approaches the camp. And now, I will surprise him by leaping off the cliff. There's a wargaming mechanic that's added into this game. Leaping off the cliff is allowed. And I will shoot the C-100 up the ass. Of course, I will low roll because Wargaming now wants us to lose this game, so... But that is okay. That is okay. We will work with what we have, and we will take a shot into this Atlas bat chat and bounce on him, because, of course, Wargaming wants us to lose this game. This makes it a little bit harder, but no problem for a Unicom such as myself. I'll put a shot into this mouse now, who is over 2,800 HP. Most of you will view this now as an impossible win. An almost full HP mouse. I have a hapless little mouse with only 126 HP, who is fighting formidably, and I must give a shout out now to my teammate in the mouse, who has held Cheese Bogs, has held this corner mightily, allowing me to achieve greatness. Now I've decided that it's probably a better idea to try and concentrate on the bat chat rather than bounce on the mouse. And I will simply wait here for the enemies to make a mistake. Now, if my teammate dies, and most of you will think probably that this is all lost, that there's no way of winning this game. But alas, I am simply doing that. I'm waiting for my teammate to die so that I may take the glory all for myself. Now, the enemy is shooting HE at my mouse teammate, whittling him down 60 HP at a time, so it'll take him another 4 or 5 shots to kill my teammate. And I will wait this time in order to hog all the glory for myself. There's another 60 HP coming off him. Of course, I cannot pen the mouse or the bat chat, so I will do something Unicomish now. I will wait for the mouse on the enemy team to shoot. There he goes, and now I will make my move and create a different angle, knowing that he has shot, and therefore cannot shoot me as I come across here. Now I've put them in a crossfire. GG, the game is over now. Perhaps the best strategy now is to put one shot into the mouse, so let's wait and try and aim it carefully and put it into his lower plane. Oh, and the bat chat is trying to make it interesting now by flanking and shooting me, so we will have to deal with him. And now my teammate has died, so it is just myself versus a bat chat and a super heavy tank. Perfect, that is exactly what I was striving for, so that I can take all the glory for myself. And now I will have to take a hit from the mouse and shoot one into his lower plate carefully like this, but Wargaming says, no, you must lose this game. So in fact, we are fighting versus a bat chat, a mouse, and Wargaming, but let's take out the bat chat first. Because he is the biggest threat now. The second biggest threat now is Wargaming. The third biggest threat is the mouse. Oh, wait a minute, we only have 2 threats now because the bat chat is dead. So now we will simply back up and get a little bit in a more hull down position, so the trajectory of my shell is not sloping down, but sloping slightly up, which will make penning his lower plate easier. Knowing that I do not have any premium ammo or premium consumables, I must use my awesomeness to win this game, instead of just pressing 2, loading the heat, and winning. Whoever gets the first penetration wins this game, and of course, I have the disadvantage because I'm fighting the larger heavy tank, but I am the awesome, epic, and amazing Unicom, and I will show you exactly how to win here. Let's shoot his lower plate perfectly here, but Wargaming says no. No, but the enemy has shot the house. And now we will line him up and just take him out for the kill. Ha ha ha, hee hee hee. I'm the AMX and you can't beat me. So hopefully you have learned some small lessons on how to dominate on the battlefield and how to make a mockery of the enemies and how to let your teammates die so that you can play them 1 versus 2 at the end and achieve all the greatness for yourself.
This guy's got 3 marks on his barrel, so he is also awesome and epic and amazing. His name is Real Q from the FOWU clan, from the FAU clan. Playing Assault. You know what I've noticed, guys? A lot of the best results that I've been encountering lately, or that you've been sending me and that are posted, are on Assault or Defend mode. Assault and Defend seems to generate the awesome results, or the amazing top-notch results. It's almost like the mode is imbalanced. Would have thought. But he is on the assaulting, not the defending, which is a little bit rare, because usually the great results are a defender, because there's so many good places to defend from. But he is in his Type 59, and he's going to assault. Now, the reason he's going to be very aggressive is because he's top tier. And, of course, he is assaulting, so Wargaming does not want him to win this. Did you guys enjoy my below-averaged game that I showed? Do you like the strategy of just picking out some of the below-average results that I had? I think I played a session of 10, resulting in 10 victories. So I showed you one of the below average victories. I don't want to cherry pick the top damage games, the best games that I performed in, because it would make you feel unworthy and maybe a little. We'll leave the pompous douchebag just to do the intros. How's that? Ah, man. Pop right through. Pop through your tuber. What kind of a tank with the big, huge thing on the top? That's funny. Look where their heavy tank went. Right on top of the hill. That's pretty good. VK is right on top of the hill. Now, this particular team is kind of attacking on all fronts, which is what you're supposed to do in this assault mode. They're assaulting. The only chance you have in assault mode is to assault. If you don't assault, you're going to lose. Did he switch? Oh, he switched back to regular ammo. He had the premium. This guy's selecting his ammunition correctly, guys. He selected a premium shell for the VK, and he switched back to a normal shell. So this guy looks like he's interested in actually not losing all his credits in every game. How about that credit haul in that the game I just showed you? Some of those the rewards in that onslaught mode for at least the first couple of victories are very high. That's the only reason I'm playing it now. I like the modes where you can build up your resources, right? Just seems to. And he switched back to APCR to shoot the VK. Oh, the Scorpion. There's a Scorpion behind you. That's not good. The Scorpion's going to farm your ass. Literally. Shooting up, he bounced. Right? There's an angle created by shooting up. But now he can probably. No, he's not going to pin this. I don't know what the VK's doing on top of the hill. It's kind of a dumb position for the VK. He's not playing into the strengths of his tank. Now he's just surging forward like a Muppet. So he's not only in a bad position, but he's in a Muppet, but he's just bouncing like a boss. You got to get up there and shoot his derriere. There you go. Oh, and you got shot by the... Which was that? A setter now. A Scorpion and a setter. Oh, and an artillery. Oh, another artillery. Oh, and the derriere is exposed. Boy, this guy was under fire. Oh, look at that. Now he knows where the artillery is. It's in there. What is that, a church or a castle? Looks like a castle. Surge forward. That's all he's got to do now, is surge forward. And this guy's got small repair kit, small first aid kit. But he is running food. How many credits is he going to make? You know what? Not as many as you think, because he's fighting... Oh, Juno? Who knew that the Juno was going to do that? And yeah, just so you know. He's ammo rack, guys, so he's got very low DPM, and he's making these aggressive moves. Why not? Look at that. It's gonna reload eventually. Oh, and he just repaired it. Okay, he just repaired his ammo rack. I was gonna say, not as many as you think, because you get less XP fighting low tier enemies than you do fighting high tier. Hello, have you forgotten that he's here? You didn't realize that the tank that was right beside you this whole time might come around and shoot you? You didn't realize that? It's unfortunate that you're blind. Just a rampage here, guys. We're just witnessing a rampage. Have a shot. This is like the old days of the Type 59. This is what the Type 59 was when it came out. With, you know, with this type of imbalance. It used to fight tier 6s and 7s a lot. Probably worse than this, because the tier 7s and 8s now are better. But this is what like most games were like when the Type 59 came out, and that's why everyone got one. And you'd have games with like back in the day. You know, how many of you remember those days when the Type 59 became like so popular? You'd end up with like 5 or 6 or 7 Type 59s per side. Oh! He took that shot on the move and he lost. He didn't hit, and that Scorpion reloaded. 7 kills. Do you remember the old days when there would be like 7 or 8? Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit now, but there would be like multiple Type 59s per side because they were so popular. And then wargaming, after everyone spent all their money on them, premium tanks, they nerfed it. What? You have bought a Porsche? You spent all that money, you bought a Porsche? It's too fast. It's just a minute. Let us reprogram the chip that's inside the engine. There, okay, now it's slower. We'll keep your $160,000. But now you can go drive around slower. Yeah, that's Russian capitalism. No, seriously, that is Russian capitalism. That's what they do, right? They'll sell you something, and then when they have something else to sell you, they'll make what they sold you worse. So, or we don't have parts for the one you bought last 5 years ago. The one you bought 4 years ago is now illegal. You must buy a new one. And you know what? The West has tried to adopt some of the ridiculous Russian capitalism shit. You remember the when they wanted to give you the Russian refund? When they realized that some of the old premium tanks, the preferential matchmaking tanks, were uncompetitive, and they wanted to get rid of them, they said, "Well, we have deal for you. You can the Russian refund." They wanted to, you could, if you owned an old preferential matchmaking tank that, like the IS-6, they were going to remove the preferential matchmaking and nerf your tank, and then so that it could now fight against tier 9s and 10s, so that it would suck. But they said that's okay. If you don't like that, we'll give you a Russian refund, which means you can give us some more money, and then you could buy a different tank. Not a refund. That was their refund. You can give us more money, and then you can choose a different one that doesn't suck as much. But some North American and European manufacturers are trying to, because they realize that there's some people that are stupid enough that they'll say, "I'll take a Russian refund. Let's see, I bought an IS-6 for $50, and now they're gonna make it suck. So I have the option. I'll give them another $50, and I get to choose a new one. That's a great deal." So, anyways, that got kiboshed partly because of my Russian refund video, which after I released my Wargaming offering you a Russian refund video, Jingles and a couple of the other big content providers said, "Yeah, actually, he's right. What the fuck? That's a stupid idea." And then Wargaming didn't do it. Right? The preferential matchmaking tanks, like the Type 59 and others, they still get preferential matchmaking. They were going to remove that. You were going to get normal matchmaking, but then you could get Russian refund. You could trade in your Type 59. You get refund. You just give us more gold, and then you choose new tank. So thanks to me, I stopped that, right? And then Wargaming in the Russian way of thinking said, "Well, okay, we're not allowed to." That fucking Klaus Kellerman exposed us, and Jingles agreed with him. What do? I know. We'll just change the matchmaker. It still gets preferential matchmaking, but now we will preferentially put them in tier 9 games all the time, and we'll change the matchmaker so that instead of being 3, 5, 7. It can be in matchmaking with 7 tier 9s and 8 tier 8s. So it will still suck. So I tried to help you guys, but they still screwed you, right? Because they're Russian. But anyways, getting back to what I was going to say, European and North American companies are trying to the same shenanigans, right? The same bullshit tactics. It's slightly different, but it started mainly in Europe. Some auto companies decided, and Tesla tried this, and Mercedes, and I think BMW. there's starting to, and people said, well, screw you. But what they tried to do was we'll sell you a car. This is in Europe. Mercedes and BMW and some of the very high class will sell you a car, and it will be loaded with all these things in it, like heated seats and heated steering wheel and all these things, right? But then we won't turn them on. You can buy the car for 120 grand or whatever, 80,000 euros or whatever they cost, and you get the car. And then when you get in the car and you sit in the car and it's cold and your ass is kind of oh, my ass is cold because I live in Sweden, and it would sure be nice for the seats to be heated. Where's the heated seat? And you press the heated seat button and it doesn't work. And the only way it works is if you buy a subscription. We will put the heated seat in the car, but we will not allow it to work unless they give us more money. And at first, some idiots, there's always some idiots who go, oh yeah, okay, I want the heated seats, I'll pay for it. There's always a few morons, usually people that have more money than brains, they paid for this. And then the car dealers thought, oh, we're onto something. We're going to make, they had this plan to make all sorts of things subscriptions that you pay. After you buy the car, you pay subscriptions so that the car you bought functions. And the majority of people, fortunately, said, no, fuck you. Are you kidding me? Take your subscription and stick it up your ass. And in North America, that has not even, it's not even a thing. It won't get up. Any car company that says, you can buy this car, and but if you want the heated seats to work, it'll cost you $12 a month. And if you want the heated steering wheel to work, it'll cost you another $6 a month. And if you want the reverse blah, 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 it's, the automatic door latch trunk open and close, that's $3.80 a month. And you can choose from this, like a menu. They give you a menu. What parts of the car do you want to function? You just tick it, and then you pay a monthly subscription. In North America, any car dealer that does that will immediately go bankrupt. Because everyone will just say, fuck off, right? Which is what we should say as consumers. God knows why some people in Europe actually played along with this obvious, basically stealing. They want to steal your money. But I'm happy to report that it seems like it's not going to catch on. Most people in Europe realize this is just one big money-grabbing scam, and they said, fuck you. So that's good. In North America, never got started. Now, in this game, how is it that a premium tank that you bought 7 years ago, which completely sucks now, because it's been power creeped into shitness, that's a scam too. But well, people will just buy a new one. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I'm old school, right? If I bought a KV5 8 years ago, I want to play the fucking KV5 and have it work in the game, right? Most of those older premium tanks are completely unworkable and a misery to play. We just watched the Type 59. He had a great game, right? He had fantastic matchmaking, which is very rare. So, I mean, I showed you a great game and now I'm complaining. So, but I would prefer that some of the old stuff still function because they don't wear out, right? It's not like when you buy a car after 8 years, the car's starting to get old, it's squeaky, you need to change the oil, maybe transmission fluid, or maybe it needs some gaskets are leaking. I can understand in the real world when you buy a car, it ages and you need to maintenance, so you have to put some more money into it to keep it functioning. These are pixel tanks. Yeah? Oh God, I just gave Wargaming an idea. They're going to say, well, you bought your premium tank 8 years ago, it needs maintenance. I got an idea. We will improve and keep your tank highly maintained. All you have to do is give us a Russian auto mechanic fee. Now, another $12 and your IS-6 will function properly. You bought your IS-6 8 years ago, but it's wearing out. It needs an oil change. It needs new tracks. The transmission's a little wonky. The aiming mechanism doesn't work very well. You seem to be missing your shots. If you do a tune-up, and if you give us another $17, you could have a tune-up, and your gun will be more accurate, and you'll go 5 kilometers an hour faster, and your dispersion on the move will be better. We'll clean the windows on the commander's hatch, and your vision will be farther. Oh my God, I've given Wargaming an idea. Mark my words, that's a possibility, guys. That's a possibility. Right? Because in this game now, there is a huge resource of old tanks that don't get played very much because they suck. Because they basically stole our money. And now they're garbage. And they want us to buy the new ones. But that's a huge asset in the game. That's a huge... It's like it's a bunch of stuff there that they haven't monetized. How do we monetize the old garbage? Right? I've just given you the idea, Wargaming. You improve the old garbage. You say, well, you can have a tune-up. You bring it into Russian garage, and we make tanks strong again. That's what you do. So if you spent $50 on a KV-5 8 years ago, you can spend another $20 to have it to have a tune-up. And the scams continue. Everything in life is a scam. Now this guy, strangely enough, it only shows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What the hell is going on here? Oh well. It shows 7 enemies per side on the, but it shows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It shows 10, but 7. So who the hell knows what's going on? Nobody knows what's going on in this game, right? The only thing they know for sure, actually, I don't think Wargaming knows what's going on either. The only thing they know for sure is how much money's coming in. They have that down to the nickel. Other than that, everything else is a shit show.